Education in Ghana is not always a picture of greatness. Too often, classrooms are overcrowded, resources are limited, and children full of potential are left behind. Even when education is available, there are still a divide. Many parents simply cannot afford the cost of quality schooling.
This idea really wasn't born until we needed a school for our child when we moved to Accra. And we found that the schools that were around that met our expectations were way too priced. They were priced too highly that we couldn't afford it. And the ones that were within our price range weren't delivering the kind of education we wanted for our children.
When I had my first boy, he was in a school, and for some reason, I think his speech wasn't good enough for the age that I think he had attained. It's around 2 years old. He couldn't answer basic questions for me, so as a parent, I was worried.
Comparing it to the school that she was in before, that was a school that she started like formal education with, and the teachers or the admin, like all those working in the school, were not able to identify that she had a special need and she needed a therapist.
But at Orange Feather Community School, we believe every child deserves more. That is why we are committed to providing quality education that is personal, nurturing, and built around the child.
Orange Feather is a passion project that was born from my experiences as a development worker. I'm a development worker at heart. That is how my career started until I had the opportunity to be in the education sector in Ghana. I saw some of the lapses. Together with my husband, decided that we needed to do something about it.
With a small class size, dedicated teachers, and hands-on learning, our children don't just memorize facts, they discover knowledge, creativity, and confidence.
What we focus more on is the play and creativity. So it's a major thing that we do all the time. So with the play and creativity, the kids are able to independently do things. They're able to think on their own, able to solve problems on their own without anyone's assistance. It brings them out of their shells.
I chose Orange Feather for my child because I wanted her to have a Montessori approach, and I found that Orange Feather has a very hands-on learning experience with the way that they teach.
I spoke to a friend, and then she said, oh, there's a good school at Ashongman Estate. They are more into like hands-on activities than just classroom, chew, pour, pass and forget kind of thing. So I said, okay, let me give it a try.
The first time we came in, I remember there was this space that had figurines of little animals and the life cycle of a toad, the chicken, and it was very practical for me because in the previous school, everything was in the book.
At Orange Feather, we refuse to let finance be the reason a child is denied opportunity. That is why every child's education is subsidized, so we can keep tuition affordable while maintaining the highest standards of learning.
The mission of Orange Feather is very simple. Our mission is to know every child by name and need and help them along their learning journey to meet their full potential.
She was picked to receive, I think, 1 year of free tuition. Yes, and that has been extra beneficial to us because she has some special needs. So aside the tuition fees and then the book fees and all the other things, we have to pay for a therapist for her.
The results speaks for themselves. Children who once struggled are now thriving, reading with confidence, solving problems, and finding joy in learning. Families who thought quality education was out of reach now see their children's future full of possibility.
My child has settled very well academically. Her progress is massive, and there's not a day that she doesn't come home telling me something that she learned in school. And I think a child should be able to come home and tell you exactly at least one thing that they've learned in school. And for her, it's always multiple things.
My boy wasn't talking, and example, let's say when you ask, it was 2 years plus, when you ask him, how are you? Then he says, how are you? Are you okay? Then he says, are you okay? And for most kids that age, actually know how to answer, I'm fine, to how are you? But he wasn't able to do that. So bringing him to Orange Feather, I think the system where they mix a bit of the older kids with the younger ones helped him to grasp what he was the answers he was supposed to give to such questions, quickly.
Join us at Orange Feather. Together, we can make sure that every child, by name and by need, has the chance to succeed.